session again, or for this who are missing
Sure,
the
sure.
workshop? Thank you.
I'm very happy if you're recording, watching, rewatching, and sharing. Okay.
Thank you.
As Oksana has already done the part of my job, mentioned what will be the topic of our talk, I'll be telling you a little bit more about the rules. Please be writing your questions in the chat, and at the end of the session, I will answer all your questions. And in case you have any comments, again, don't wait, just write them to the chat for you to have a chance to share your thoughts. More than that, our presentation is interactive and we will see many opinions of yours here. I'm sure that Intellias team who has organized the conference will be managing all who is joining. Thank you for doing that. And already introduced by Oksana, this is me in three types of my professional identity. I work as a coach, as a communication trainer, and as a senior project manager. And I need to tell you that this is the least favorite role in my life. I see that you are sending me hearts. Please send me hearts, cats, likes. Please, please, please. And I continue working as a project manager, program manager. Why? Because I think that if I work as a trainer and as a coach, I can't be just, a theoretical someone. I need to practice every day. I need to understand what's happening in business. And I've been in IT for 17 years now. Oh my God, don't tell anybody because I'm 18 or something. And this experience helps me a lot to help people who come to my training or to my coaching sessions. I traveled the world, lived in many places and worked there, and now I'm based in two countries, Spain and Ukraine, as my kids are in Spain and my husband and all my life is in Ukraine. The question to you guys, I'm sure that you've joined Mentee and all team can participate as well. So this is anonymous. You can write the truth without any fears. So where are you based? And in business communication, I'm sure everybody knows, we don't ask where are you from these days, right? Because this is not that important in business communication as where are you based? Where do you stay right now? Where are you based right now? Let's have a look at the word cloud of people who are with us. And I see 34 participants on the call, 10 already answered. Give us the information about your location. It's quite diverse already. Very good. India, we have it in the chat. Hello to India. And remember that you can join Mentee and add to our word cloud. Canada, Ella, hello. Happy to see you here. 30 more seconds and we will move forward. Can people all over the world use coaching as a managerial tool? Absolutely, yes. Can people in different roles at work use coaching? Absolutely, yes, as well. And during our next slide filling, we will see what are your roles at work. I never ask what is your title, or I don't ask what is your profession. I always ask about roles. As you know, I work and have 3 roles. You may be a project manager, but a trainer as well. You may work as a senior software engineer and be a coach or a mentor. So I'll be asking you about the roles you are performing in your career. Have a look at our next slide. It's all for you. What are your roles at work? And we usually perform several roles. In tech, that's for sure. Great. Have a look how dynamically we are building our word cloud. And we have leads, analysts, managers, coaches on our workshop. Awesome. 36 people on the call, 18 answers, and 1 like. That's the word cloud of our audience. 30 more seconds. Please submit your answers. And thank you so much for sharing your roles with all of us. Great. Quite a variety of people on the talk, and we'll answer the following questions. Why coaching? How to apply it at my profession, if I'm the manager or if I'm not the manager yet? When to use coaching in management? Can we do every day? Are there any situations where you will not use coaching? And of course, remember the questions. I'll be sharing some thoughts, a lot of my personal experience, as I've been in coaching since 2012. How did I get there? It's very simple. I got my first offer for a managerial position, and I was so scared that I decided that I need to study. I need to learn how to do work in IT with tech teams, especially taking into account the fact that I wasn't a tech project manager. I wasn't and I'm not a tech project manager. I don't do code, and I study a lot, have studied a lot, and continue studying. So I picked up coaching as the tool for management many years ago, and I'm really happy about it. I'll share that with you today, how it helped me to become a successful manager and how it can help you to manage better communication in your teams if you're the manager of the team, or if you're the part of cross-functional team. How can you involve coaching for boosting the performance and creating the atmosphere of trust, respect, and the feeling of I love what I'm doing, because we spend so much time at work that I can't imagine how people cannot enjoy it. If we define coaching as a manager's tool, that can be a leadership style. There are many discussions around the world. A manager, a leader. Can you be born as a leader? Should you work as a manager? I have a very simple answer to this question. First of all, you need to study management. You need to know how to manage projects. What is the team's motivation? How to deal with conflicts? How to negotiate? So, a manager is a profession, and it sometimes happens in tech that a person is a quality assurance engineer or software engineer or DevOps and cloud engineer, and one day he or she gets an offer to become a manager. You're doing your job very well. You seem to be good with people. Maybe you would like to pick up a lead position, and many people would say yes. If at this very moment a person doesn't start studying and absorbing the knowledge, the skills that accumulated in the world about management, it will be very tough period of life for this person, because without skills, manage efficiently, it is not the skill a person is born with. So my opinion is that first of all, you become a manager, and then if you want to be more efficient manager, you would look into leadership and you would work more on your image, how people think about me, what do they talk about me when when they don't see me, right? When they decide if to join my team or not to join my team. What are their thoughts if they know me as a manager? So first, the person loves people a little bit, at least a little bit, and becomes a manager, studies a lot, and looks into leadership. Being inspiring, being engaging, and being really helpful for the people around him or her. Coaching is something which is on leadership style already, where you have some knowledge about what is management, you understand how to manage the project, and you understand what to do with the teams and the people. Coaching works when we work in teams and companies where you can trust each other. It's on the basement of trust, and where you respect each other. I think that any relationship in the world, either personal or corporate, can be built successfully if we talk about the atmosphere of trust and respect. If there is no trust and people are scared to say something, if there is no respect and people are in toxic atmosphere, they are abused, they are underestimated, it's very difficult to do coaching stuff. It's much more easier to do authoritarian stuff in such companies. I'm sure this is not your story, because I do hope everybody who is on the call works in the company where you can trust the company, your management, and where your teams can trust you. And you build your relationship in the atmosphere of respect. I'm happy to work in such company, and that's something I think which is very important for business. Why do I personally, as a manager, use coaching? Because I have the teams of many people, and they are altogether smarter than me. I use coaching because I work on very tough, dynamic projects where I don't know the answer. I have the team of engineers, solution architects, quality assurance engineers, business analysts. And when they are together, or even when I talk to somebody out of the team personally, I ask the question, I get the answer, I get the opinion, I get the solution. Can I be the bossy type of manager? There are three classical approaches in leadership styles. You can be authoritarian, you can be democratic, or you can be laissez-faire, let it go. Let them do the job. And I can be authoritarian, come and say, you do this, he does that. Okay, what will we get as the team, and what will we get as a project? I'm even scared to imagine that I work all the time as the manager in authoritarian mode. I would be doing my democratic style, of course, with laissez-faire sometimes, and of course sometimes with authoritarian. I'll tell you a bit later when I will do that. But if we have okay situation, we have a little bit of time for discussion. The manager who comes and says, you will do only what I say, risks becoming the bottleneck, you know that, losing the best solution possible. That is why myself as a manager, I'm using coaching because it helps me get better answers. I also love it because when I ask the question, or when I suggest to think and to give suggestions, I inspire people think. And after people think, they have their awareness of the situation and they are ready to take responsibility. If I come and say, do like this, the team does like this, and then tells me, well, the result sucks because you told us to do this, we did it, it failed. But when we make the decision together, like even having a very, very quick team group coaching session, we will come up to the solution much faster, and the team decides if we go with that or not, which means that the team also shares responsibility as per the result. When I work as the manager, I believe in my people, and I never think people are stupid. I never think people are uh, immature. We work with adults, and I'm very happy to work in the office with 5 generations. Wow, this is like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. This is the first time in humans' history, I think, when we work all together, right? So all are smart, fantastic, and nice. So I trust my people and I trust them making decisions and making some solutions, which shows them that I trust them. I give them chance to develop and grow. If you do the same, your people will grow as well. And what is a very important thing as per using coaching as a managerial tool is people have their responsibilities. People have opportunity to generate ideas. People have a chance to ask each other questions, to ask me questions. I ask them questions. So that's always a discussion, non-stop discussion. And people do their jobs. When people do their jobs with more enthusiasm and with bigger engagement, the manager can do his or her job. That's very important to understand. And several principles of myself which helped me build um, good teams, working teams, sufficient teams. I don't like when any company says we are the family, let's build the family together, let's behave like family. I think this is very, very tough manipulation, and family is family and work is work. Team is something different. This is not the family. I have the family at home. We quarrel all the time. We never know what to do. We never know where to travel. My mom turns out to be always right. My family is great, but productivity of my family is very low because we are emotional, we are not constructive, we are not productive, but we support each other and give each other love. Okay, so this is family. Don't take the family thing to the corporation because in corporation, this is about the team. And when you build the team or when you are the part of a huge, nice team, you will produce much better results than if the team doesn't work together. What do I do before I start any coaching stuff for the teams to function? So first of all, I choose the people that fit the club, that share the same values of the company I work at and the same values of the team we have. Like we have the teams of very hardworking people who want to progress, develop, and have professional growth. If sometimes we get the people in the team who say, no professional development, so that may be a person for some time in the team, and then the person switches to the other team, for example. So that's very important to build the teams and then do coaching with them when they fit the club. If people don't fit the club, if they say, that's too much, you work a lot, or we don't like the style of communication, please don't ask me those questions, your coaching stuff. Just I don't like it. Tell me what to do. It can be the person who will not stay long. Why? Because how can I tell a software engineer what to do if I'm not a software engineer, I'm the project manager? Definitely, we have solution architects and team leads and tech leads who are there with the opinion for making the solutions. But anyway, that will be done in collaboration, but never as a direct report or direct task. So I trust my teams, I respect them, that's very important, and I never micromanage. I help if people ask for help, but never micromanage. And I challenge the teams. Coaching in the format of using models. I will give you the names of the models for coaching you can use at work. Coaching in the form of questions, coaching in the form of activating awareness and inspiring, taking responsibility through that. It's something that challenges people. Will we be able to do that? Can we do it faster? Can we think about a different solution? That's about challenging and, activating cognitive skills, because people are not about coming to work and do just Excel, though Excel is good. No, No, nothing wrong about Excel. People are about creating something, inventing something, and coaching helps to promote that. I do believe that teams can manage almost themselves with some monitoring. And I do love swim or sink approach in management. That's when you say to the person, well, you do the presentation today. If you need my help, I'm here. If you don't need help, do it yourself. And then you just, as a manager, like you disappear for 2 hours. And the person either starts swimming and making this presentation or sinking. And if the person is sinking, then we will help again and again, as much help as we can provide. But anyway, that's something like a difficult task you give to your team member, and you expect him or her to manage because you know and you believe the person will manage. Absolutely helping, protecting, standing for them, fighting for them, and even sometimes it is fighting with them, right? I will not be able to do this. Yeah, you will be able to do this. So please go into it and try. And it's very important if the people don't fit the club or they don't want to stay in the club. We let people go from the teams, and we don't say any curse words in their backs. We just say, okay, it's been a pleasure. Hope we will be able to work again. And such people leave the teams as good ambassadors. And before I switch and tell you a little bit more about the coaching tools I suggest you using, I want you to share with me misconceptions about coaching, because coaching is a very young profession. It officially was legalized as a profession in 1990s. And there are coaching certifications all over the world. And if you decide to study coaching one day, do it with an international certification organization. Be very careful while choosing the place to study if you want to practice your coaching skills and if you want to improve your coaching approaches. So as the profession is young, and to become a coach, you don't need to study for 4 years. You can finish your minimum 4 months first certification course and you can start practicing as a coach. And in coaching, there are many directions. It can be business coaching, career coaching, life coaching. My colleagues work as parent coaches. They help parents become parents. They are with them on the way of how to become good parents. I think it's fantastic because I've been a parent for 18 years and nobody taught me. Nobody was by my side. Only my mom, who gives me the suggestions I don't want to repeat. Absolutely. So while you are sharing with me the misconceptions about coaching, so some people can say, that's a very easy profession. That's not a profession at all. There are many non-professional guys who pretend they're coaches. Psychology is better than coaching. So if you have any misconceptions of that kind, you can share that with us. Many misconceptions that exist in the world are around the fact that this is a very young profession. It's easy to become the coach. What is he or she doing? Why should I use these tools? Why, as a manager, I should use coaching models or ask them questions or stimulate their cognitive processes. I just should tell them what to do because I am the boss. They are my direct reports and they should do the job. We're adults here, no playing games, no discussions, no group coaching sessions, brainstormings, facilitations, no this, meetings, retrospectives, all this stuff. Here is the task, here is the result. That's it. Full stop. There are such people who think like that. Okay. People say it's the same as mentoring. Just for psychologists, good. Coaches find good jobs. Okay. It's okay during big crisis. One short course is enough. Very good misconception. Fantastic. I don't have knowledge. It brings no results. Okay. Provides ready recipes. The very idea of coaching is coaching thinks that the answers on all the questions are already in you, professional or personal, doesn't matter. And sometimes people just don't have these answers. They don't understand themselves. They don't believe in themselves. They think they won't be able to do that. That is why if you are a manager and a coach, a little bit, you help people activate their thinking ability, take the responsibility on them, and take some actions. Coaching is absolutely about actions. It's never about just thinking and sitting and crying or reflecting. What I see, like I showed you 5 generations, what I see in 20, 30 years people generation, I learn a lot from them to be nice to oneself, to take care of oneself. And sometimes I see that like these generations can just do work. Okay, give me work and I will do work. These generations would say like 20, 30. Why is that important to the world? Why should we be doing this? I'm not participating in this project because it's connected to cigarettes, for example. I will not be doing tobacco project. I will be doing healthcare project because I want to make this world a better place. And I'm usually very much inspired by the younger generation, and I study from them a lot. Thanks for being so smart. Okay, more misconceptions which you can see on the screen, and we should always remember that coaching is about inspiration, and it's about becoming aware, being conscious about something. If the person is conscious about something, one takes responsibility. If a person takes responsibility and says, yes, I will do it, I chose to do that, then we have a chance that the task will be done. It matters because it's great for the growth and it helps for people development. People have fun when you have the atmosphere of trust and respect and you do coaching stuff during your work. And people understand they are important because you ask their opinion, you ask their question, you ask them to reflect. And this is like really very, very great. How to use this coaching? Well, she has come to us and talking about coaching, but what is that and how to do that? Coaching is about helping to find the answer in the team, in the person. And I will not be lecturing about the basic principles of coaching or ethical rules because you don't have just people, you now have GPT. And if it's interesting for you, you can always read about like main principles, tools, and approaches of coaching in GPT. You could simply chat a little bit with GPT about coaching. And what I recommend doing, read a little bit more about coaching models, such as Grow, Clear, Oscar, Cigar, Grow, Fuel, and Smart. Again, if you copy the names of this coaching models, it will give you very easy steps how you talk to people. Usually, the capital letter stands for the beginning of the action, and you will have 4 actions. And when you do one of these actions, you get the faster results. They say, I will switch to another slide, and then I'll be back here. For managers, Grow and Fuel seems to be the right models. Please read about them. That will be your non-obligatory home task. For personal development, Clear or Cigar is much better. And for performance-driven coaching, Smart or Oscar works very well. All these models have been developed by psychologists, coaches, and they are very easy to use and they are really very easy to implement in your manager's everyday life. If you're not the manager yet, but you have the group with people with whom you work, either cross-functional team or you have your team of people where you work, you can also use coaching models for facilitating the session, for trying to find the answer, for stimulating people to think. And other very simple approaches is to avoid solution mode. I am the only person who knows the solution. If you need a solution, come to me. What we have in this scenario, everybody is passive around, waiting for you to generate a solution. There are like 12 people around you or 20 people around you. There will be a line of people to ask for solution. That doesn't work in dynamic corporate world. So I recommend avoid solution mode, but for one exception. I'll tell you a little bit later about that. We ask open-ended questions, not like, do you like Kiev? Yes, I do. But that would be, or is it a difficult problem? Yeah, it is a difficult problem. Any ideas what to do with that? That's already a different type of question. And there is a suggestion to adapt a growth mindset. I'm sure you've heard about this growth mindset. What is that? It's about very small retrospectives about each situation you are in. What could you learn from this situation? What might you try differently next time? And again, being back to retrospectives, which is, I think, genius ritual in Scrum ceremonies, using playbacks. So there is no need to do playbacks or adopt a growth mindset only when you have your retrospective once a sprint or once a month. You can do it ongoing, and you can do it in one-on-one communication. You can do it during the meeting. Can I play them back to you just to make sure I understood you correctly? So that's like returning what the person has just said, returning what the person has just done, involves the person into thinking activity. And when people think, situation changes. Okay, I've already commented this slide. You will have it. And you have mentioned on the word cloud that coaching can be the same as mentoring. It is not. So mentoring is when I am senior project manager, I have junior project manager by my side, and I tell him or her how to create Excel, how to create statement of work, how to decide which model of motivation we are choosing for the team, how to build the team, how to eliminate bus factor, how to manage risks, how to work with stakeholders. That will be mentoring. That won't be coaching, right? If we talk about coaching, that would be about asking questions. That would be about stimulating, motivating the other person to think and generate solutions. Unfortunately, I see many mistakes in managers who start their manager's career. And I had a case when a direct report comes to the manager and says, well, I can't add the link to the invitation, and the team link doesn't work with me. Could you show me? So in this case, it's 1 minute. It's really easy to show how to add the link. But the manager I was observing said, what is Teams? What is Outlook? Did you watch the YouTube video how to insert the link? Did you have the Microsoft onboarding training? Do you know how to use Copilot? And if that manager thinks this is coaching, like killing the other person with questions, the moment one asked for a very small piece of advice, which is immediate, which is like 1 minute, literally, you just show where to click. This is not the situation I would use coaching, absolutely, because coaching is about activating mental activity, not about getting a skill. Teaching a skill, that would be more about mentoring, not about coaching, that's for sure. And if you dive deeper into it, I know that today we're doing it like on the surface. You definitely will get the stronger teams, the people around you who are fine with problem solving. A manager who implements coaching tools and models in one's career has a chance to be sick sometimes and has a chance to have vacation, because the manager who says, I am the only solution generator, I am the only person who makes the decisions, then the person becomes indispensable, which is a huge risk for the project. And so definitely, I need to give you some figures, in spite of the fact that the profession is really young. something new appears in the world, something new happens in the world, and something new like professions appear, right? And Harvard Business Review has conducted a huge survey recently, and 92% of organizations that implemented coaching as the service for their managers, and organizations who taught managers how to use coaching mindset to work with the teams reported increased effectiveness. Why? Because people are happier when they are asked important questions, where they can share their opinions and when their opinions matter. 45 and 39% saw significant or major improvements, respectively. And the figures I love a lot as well say that 82% of respondents in Harvard Business Review conducted recently, and it's been conducted among the enterprise in the United States of America, reported that coaching helped them develop leadership behavior. That is why, if you ask me, manager, leader, can I be born as a leader and don't do this studying, Natasha? Absolutely not. If you want to become a leader, first of all, you need to learn how to be a manager. And this building up of the skills of a leader includes coaching, of course. Goleman, who is the author of Emotional Intelligence, in his recent interviews shared that if a manager in the United States of America is considered to be a good manager, coaching skills is among the top employees mentioned. Now you can think about your managers, with whom you felt more comfortable, where people showed you respect, asked your opinion, gave you space for finding solutions, challenged you, believed in you. Or maybe some of you can say, that sounds good, Natasha, but it's not for me. I feel more comfortable when the manager comes to me and says, do this, do this, do this. This is the deadline. This is the template. Do it. Thank you and goodbye. Absolutely, there are different periods of life where you can be very tired and you don't need this brainstorming and group coaching sessions, and you want to just do the task, switch off the computer and go have your beer at home. Do we have such periods of life? Yeah, of course, we do. And at such periods of life, people can pick up some support project, something not very challenging, something not very greenfield. Fine. But imagine that this is the professional life of a person forever. Like, you have a boring job and you've been doing this boring job for another 30 years. Wow. That's something which is, for me, sounds depressive, because I know that in IT we don't have easy projects, and good news, we won't have easy projects. And how to make solutions in the projects you have never done before by yourself without involving the team into doing this. So we use coaching approaches, asking questions, using grow models, motivating, stimulating, and activating thinking activity, cognitive skills, when you have time, when it's not fire, when it's not super stress, when it's not the release time and there is a bug to be fixed on production. So that's not the moment for what do you think shall we do about it. That's a little bit different. So we use coaching when we have time, when there is no huge stress, when employee needs to develop the skills, when fostering long-term growth is the priority, during the career transitions or role changes. So that's very important. When people are between the roles, coaching together with mentoring helps a lot. And of course, it helps people to build self-confidence and decision-making abilities. In performance reviews, HR specialists use coaching a lot, and why not to use it for managers? And okay, we'll skip that. And a very important slide here, may I have your undivided attention. When will we not do GROW model or OSCAR model? When we will not start pondering around the solution and asking for some smart questions that provoke good answers? When something is terribly bad, when it's hysteria in the office, when the stakeholders are unhappy, when the clients are unhappy, when something is urgent and immediate action is required. In this very case, it is recommended that every manager switches on authoritarian manager, not democratic. Let's brainstorm what to do with the bug. Dear client, we will need 5 hours for that. Seriously? Absolutely not appropriate. We do not use coaching for solving problems that require specialized expertise. If you ask a person who is quality assurance engineer the questions that should be asked to solutions architect, it's a little bit cruel. It's not okay, right? So if you need a solution architect, don't torture another type of professional with the questions, because there will be no solutions, that's for sure. When there is a low trust or lack of commitment from the employee, before you involve a person into finding the solutions, you should absolutely focus on building trust with people. And don't ask me how to do that. That's a question you should answer yourself, reading books. Lencioni says very good about that. Like in his pyramid of successful team, we have trust and respect as the part of these layers. So that is why if you, as a manager, have managed to build trust in the team, well, you have my heart. That's difficult to do, but if you do this, it's fantastic. And when the employees lack basic skills and knowledge to perform the task, so we don't torture juniors with coaching questions about the solutions if we need to involve leads. We can play a little bit about this, but not to project an image or create an impression that a person is a loser just because one doesn't have skills. Who can use coaching? Managers who have strong interpersonal skills, leaders who can balance providing support with encouraging autonomy. Autonomy is another keyword which is very important. That is why we don't micromanage our teams, we give them autonomy, trust, respect, autonomy. It sounds very simple, you may think. What is she talking about? That's like obvious. Obvious to say, very difficult to do. And coaching helps implementing that. So the key tip from me here is that effective coaching requires self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and patience. You need to develop yourself a lot, and let me say that be a happy person, successful, to use to yourself, not just like successful as people think successful, but you should say to yourself, okay, I'm a manager, I have a good life, I love my life, I can be a role model for my people, for my teams. Maybe I can be involving them more. When we have a miserable manager who is unhappy, no night sleep, a lot of anxiety, okay, such a person who needs help oneself comes and starts doing some coaching or inspiration, that's something that the teams don't buy, because people read the models. They don't do what people say. They do what people do. That's the key. And another question to you, and we're almost over with our presentation. Who should not use coaching? Give me your thoughts. Those should be managers who are uncomfortable with ambiguity or open-ended conversation. So there can be such very, very responsible, very anxious managers. So they don't want to wait till somebody brings a solution with the help of strong coaching questions. They want a solution immediately themselves. They will do everything themselves. Those who prefer a command and control leadership style, can these people do coaching or should they not? I think that group number 2 sometimes can, because if it's a tough situation, if it's a crisis manager, of course, there will be a lot of triage management or a lot of emergent management. So that would be do this, do this, do this. Very, very good instructions. But if there is time, if everything is fine, why not to? And leaders in high pressure environments where immediate results are the priority. If you ask me, I would say that leaders in high pressure environments where immediate results are the priority for the short period of time should not be using any slow techniques for cognitive skills, activating thinking, activating awareness, etc., etc., etc. Because sometimes it's just the time to do the job and monitor to save the project, to save the money, to save the client, whatever. So if it's very hot, if it's very tough, I would be not playing with coaching tools. That's as per me. Thank you so much. 6 of you answered, and we have almost equal here, the proportion. So finishing with the key tip about coaching, that it is not suited for all leadership styles. Managers must assess their comfort with collaboration and empowerment. Not everybody should be studying and using coaching 100% of their managerial life just because the trainer said, Natasha said, that 92% of the companies reported it's efficient. For somebody, it's efficient. For somebody, it's not efficient. I meet a lot of resistance with managers with whom I work to develop the coaching culture. And sometimes the resistance is huge, like really huge, because they think that coaching is bullshit. They think that coaching is fake. They think it doesn't even exist. Why people become coaches? Just it's about nothing. Software engineer, it's a profession. Coaching, it's not a profession. It's a trick. It's lie, and it's not professional. So if you face such resistance, and you inspire or you ask or you order such person to use GROW or OSCAR model, there will be a lot of resistance and you may lose this manager. So we don't do that. My advice to you is, guys, talk to GPT about what are the main approaches and principles of coaching. I gave you the list of GROW models I suggest using, and I will send you the link of the presentation immediately. Always have a look at coaching questions. For example, you have a tough situation on the project. What can I do? I don't have a chance to go to my coach every day, right? So if I have a tough situation, I can go to GPT and type, okay, dear GPT, I have this situation. I don't know the solution myself because I don't have expertise, for example, but I want to motivate the team. What coaching questions would you suggest me asking? And GPT produces you 10 questions, you choose 1 or 2. Or you can ask GPT to develop the scenario for team group coaching session and play with it a little bit if you feel confident about using group coaching as a way to generate some ideas. So look into it, read about it, try it, talk to people who practiced it, and use it as managers because it's absolutely something that makes you feel more confident. For me, coaching in my managerial career was the tool that helped me not to be very scared. Because when I started my managerial career, I was very afraid of people. But I love people. That's, I think, my superpower. Sometimes I'm very sad about humanity and I say to myself, what are we doing to this world, huh? But then I have my cup of coffee and say, okay, the world sometimes and the humanity sometimes is, but coffee is good, okay? It helps me keep going. So if you are the manager or want to become the manager, love people, learn how to be the manager, look into leadership, how to develop your leadership skills, and coaching is absolutely for those who want to be great leaders. Okay. 0 responses so far. I'll give you a minute. Okay. If we happen to have any questions, we still have some time. Swim or sink. Be careful with this approach. You should do it only when you are sure as the manager that the person will swim. Don't give a junior developer solution architecture job saying, swim or sink. I was at the workshop and Natasha said, swim or sink. Thank you and goodbye. We can lose the person. I use this approach when people are not sure about their skills, but I'm sure about their skills and I know that they will do it. When I'm super confident, they will manage this presentation, this task, fixing this bug, etc., etc. Okay, thank you. Okay, when coaching is suitable, thank you. I'm very happy that you are a good manager. That's fantastic. The world needs good managers. Really. That is why I say, guys, if you're managers or you want to become managers, love people at least 10%. So there is 100% of love. Take at least 10% of this love and give it to people because people need your love a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, the models. Okay, good. I would be very happy to stay in contact with you. Yeah, you're submitting more responses. Thank you so much for that. Okay, good. And this is my Instagram. You can join me and it's fun. Now I will give you my LinkedIn. You can join it. It's boring.
Thank you, Natalia. Your session was so interesting that host, our technical support have muted me and I couldn't interrupt you.
Okay. We didn't do more than we promised, right? I mean, nobody is late anyway.
Yeah, just in time. So
Awesome.
yes, thank you very much for your session. So it was really a gem. So for me, as for people manager, so it was really very insightful. So I added some techniques to my managerial toolkit. And special thank you for using Mentimeter. It was really exciting.
Awesome. Now I'm doing one more step and everybody jumps to the meetings. Link to the slides, copy link. I love doing it immediately. Okay, guys, could you check if you can open the presentation? If you can, could you please send plus to the chats? And also all the organizers will have this presentation in PDF and in the link and you can share. And
yes, we also have the recording, so we will collect everything and we will send you after our conference.
Okay.
So
thank you a million for inviting me, for having me, and I'm amazed how nicely everything that you organize is being organized. Thank you for being that smart.
I would like to remind that we have second day today of Tech conference, so please join us as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy your day. Bye.